putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. KJRadio.com. Keith Olbermann is no more. Well, he's not dead or anything, but he's supposedly retired from politics. Did you guys hear about this? What do you think? You happy? Does it matter? I would get these clips of Olbermann. He was doing this YouTube show. I'd get these clips sent to me. Kevin, you got to see what he says here. And I'm thinking, it would start off and I'd listen to maybe 15 seconds and I'd have to turn it off.
What we have here is we have an amazing thing that's been going on since the iconoclastic, epistical, blah, blah.
And it would just be like language. I mean, I understand it. I speak the language, but I would be like, wow, why can't you just talk, dude? I mean, I get it. You want us to understand that you know big words. Ecumenical. Why would somebody use ecumenical? But Keith Olbermann would. So I would turn it off within 15 seconds and go, who listens to this? First of all, his base doesn't even understand it. I'm just saying, go to the average leftist and start using, let Olbermann say one sentence, pick one word out of the sentence, and there'll be a word you don't understand. I promise you. Sometimes, honestly, it gets me. So I'll go look it up and go, why would you even use that word there? It's like Keith Olbermann has a word of the day, and then he goes, well, I'll use this word and make people think I'm smart. Wow, man. I mean, I get it. We do want to expand our vocabularies, but is it really that important? We can communicate pretty well without it. Former ESPN, MSNBC, current TV, Fox Sports host Keith Olbermann is letting go of political commentary. In other words, he's got to go get a real job. This is such a funny story on so many levels, and you'll get it as we dissect it in this part of the broadcast. But he says this: I'm retiring from political commentary in all media venues. Thank you for all the kind words and all the support. Have fun storming the castle. My work here is done. Matter of fact, so is Trump's. And here's what I like. I like that he says, thank you for all the kind words and all the support. So much support that Olbermann can't even maintain a YouTube show. That's funny. What a fall from grace. You can't keep a YouTube show. And what would the resistance do without their leader? Olbermann was a self-proclaimed leader of the resistance. And now they've lost their feckless leader. He was hired by GQ to do the show. GQ magazine. I used to love GQ magazine. I thought I did. Because, I was a kid growing up poor, wore hand-me-down clothes. So when I would see GQ magazine, I was like, oh, dude, one of these days I'm going to wear a suit like that or whatever. But I can't stand them. I didn't realize we all know this by now. Most of these rags are little more than, propaganda. But anyway, so they hired him. And this is from the website, The Resistance with Keith Olbermann. 2 seasons, 188 episodes. It's so funny. They put it up there like it's a real show. 2 seasons, 188 episodes. And then here's what they write about it. One of the most provocative voices in American politics is back. GQ's special correspondent Keith Olbermann hosts The Resistance, a series of political commentary and special interviews that's unlike anything else on the internet or on television. And that's because nobody wants to see it. Man, interestingly though, on the number of shows, the last show, they show number 147, not 188. And I was intrigued by that because they say 2 seasons, 188 episodes, meaning that in each season, they're going to have 94 episodes. Well, if you do the math, they only got to 77 on the last season. So they're missing some episodes. And is that right? 77? Did I do the math right? Regardless, they're missing 31 shows according to these numbers. And here's what Oberman writes, or what he said rather. It's been pain, revulsion, and horror. I'd like to go back and enjoy some of my life again, and I'm going to. No illness, no scandal, no firing. Just I've said what I had to say. So Oberman has reached the end of the internet for him. That's it. He's said it all. He's gone after Donald Trump. And now I'm going to tell you something. I'm not buying that this is the reason for his departure. I want to know what's really up, because he didn't get to all the episodes. And even if he did, he was doing something. You would think he's doing something he enjoyed. But he went on to say this: I'm confident now, even more so than I have been throughout last year, that this nightmare presidency of Donald John Trump will end prematurely and end soon. And I am thus also confident that it is the correct moment to end this series of commentaries. Now, what an optimist. He's like, the last year has proven. And he goes on and gives some reasoning as to, why he believes that this is going to happen. And of course, none of it makes sense, but that's quintessential Oberman. He's been doing this for years. The commentary that what he did on MSNBC, nothing's any different. So why quit now? And this brought me to the most intriguing part of the revelation, because Oberman said that he did the GQ series, quote, for free and for charity, but he did not enjoy it. So I'm a curious sort, right? And I'm thinking, okay, so bashing Trump wasn't enjoyable for the man. Either Oberman's had to come to Jesus, which he didn't, because he's in his parting words, I hope he's impeached and he's going to go down and blah, blah, blah. So he loved bashing Trump. So it can't be that. So what took the joy out of this job that Oberman did for, quote, for free and for charity? And then I figured it out. It was for free and for charity. GQ hired Oberman as a slave. And he didn't like it. Yeah, he did not like working for free. Think about this. When Oberman worked at MSNBC, I think he got $7 million. He went to Current. I think he got $7 million again. $7 million a year. And he didn't last long at Current. And then I don't know what he tried to go back into sports, and that failed. So this is a guy that, like I said, financially, he's got to be struggling at this point, because, he's not going to change his standard of living. But I bet you money that Oberman went to GQ and he demanded money for this show that he was doing for free. I'm speculating, but I'm telling you, I know I'm right about this. I bet Oberman took this job with the notion that he would prove himself based on an internet platform. And once he proved himself, GQ would compensate him. Think about this. I don't know how long these shows are. They're like 10 minutes. I'm guessing. The last one was 9 minutes and something. So I'm guessing they were all around 10 minutes. I've never watched the full Keith Olbermann show. But let's say they're anywhere from 7 minutes to 10 minutes. You've got to spend, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours writing. There's even though you're just delivering on the camera, there's a production element that requires time. So he's doing a minimum of 2 hours to produce these shows. He did 2 seasons of shows, supposedly 188 shows. They show 147 on the last one. Number 147 is what it says on there. So if he's done 147 shows, whatever, 188, 2 hours each, he's looking at it as, I've been making $7 million a year to put on a 30-minute show for cable TV, and now I get nothing. I think he thought he could prove himself, and you see where things ended up. And by the way, if you missed an episode of The Resistance, you should catch one in syndication. It was a train wreck and worth every penny GQ paid. But I'm sure Keith Olbermann's adoring fan will miss it. Hi, Mom. And what I thought about this, I said his last episode is likely to be his most popular episode, the one that gets the most views, because he's gone. I mean, I didn't watch it. I looked at the first 30 seconds of it because I wanted to just see what it was about. So Laura Ingraham tweeted that he may be going to write for Condé Nast. If you know who that is, it's a travel magazine. So who knows? But he claims that's it for politics. All social media, including Twitter. We'll see. Back in a bit, folks. Listen to Kevin Jackson.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.